Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of Vlogmas. You're seeing this December 2nd, but for me, it is November 26th. I had to check on my watch. Again, I mentioned this in my first Vlogmas episode, but I am pre-filming to give myself a buffer. So there'll be a 5-day delay between the day I'm filming and the day that you're seeing things until things get crazy, and then that delay might get shorter. But we have some exciting plans for today, so that I'll actually have some stuff to show you as opposed to yesterday where it was just me talking about knitting in the morning and then forgetting to film an outro. I am hoping to actually remember to do the outro tonight, so hopefully I won't be too tired when I get back home, or get back to the hotel, because we're still in the hotel. Plan for today is to really embrace the Small Business Saturday vibes. So we're gonna start the morning by picking up my mother-in-law, and then we're going to go to a local hobby store in St. Louis. So I don't know if this is a chain for the area or if there's only one, just because I'm not from around here, but I had never heard of it before. So we're going to Schaefer's Hobby Store. They have a website, so I will try to remember to link it below. If I forget, comment and I'll find it for you. And while I don't think I'm going to be doing any yarn shopping there, because most of the yarns they have is stuff I can get at Michael's or Joann back home, I noticed on their website they had a lot of really cool beading supplies, so I might look for more tools and beads, because it looks like they have different stuff from the stores that I'm used to. So I'm really excited to check them out. Then we're going to run some errands until 11:30 when Seven Sisters Yarn Shop opens. Seven Sisters is a local yarn store here in St. Louis, and I'm really excited to go visit. Their pictures online look super cute, and they're on Instagram, but it seems like they post to Facebook more than they post to Instagram, but I'll link things below so that you can go follow them. But I'm really excited to check out a local yarn store that's not one of my own. I didn't know local yarn stores were a thing until last year maybe, and I've really enjoyed the two that are really close to me in Wisconsin, so I'm excited to see a different one and check it out. But yeah, that's the plan for the morning. And then this afternoon we're hoping to actually come back to the hotel, because we rented out one of their conference room spaces to play Dungeons and Dragons with my husband's family. So very full day planned. I'm really excited, especially for D&D, because I haven't played in a while. We had a reoccurring game going with my mom and my brother and my husband, because he is the game master for all of these. But I haven't played with my mom and my brother for a while, so I'm excited to play a one-shot game, maybe pick up a different character than the one I was using before. And yeah, so it's going to be a very exciting day. I don't know how much knitting I'm actually going to do. I do usually knit during D&D, but I'm actually going to go ahead and move my little stitch marker that was marking my progress from yesterday and move it up, so that if I do any knitting today, I can see how far I get. So I've just got this little snowflake charm stitch marker on there. So I think you can probably hear the shower running. While my husband finishes getting ready, I'm going to make sure some things are charged, maybe knit a few rows, and then we're gonna head out for the day. Alright, we are back from our excursions today. So we started off this morning by going to Schaefer's Hobby Shop, which was an awesome store. It reminded me of some of the hobby shops back in Wisconsin and some of the ones in Illinois where I grew up. But they had a lot of really unique hobby items. I didn't really look at the yarn too much there because it was mostly Red Heart Super Saver and the like Lily and Cream cotton yarn, or Sugar and Cream cotton yarn, that brand that Joann's and Michael's has. So I looked for some of the more unique things that they had there. The first tool I'm actually really excited about. It's called a bead-along knotter tool. So what it does, I can try to show the directions on the back. If you're working with cord or thread and doing beading, it helps you tie the tiny knots really close to the bead, which is something that I have always struggled with, so I was really glad I found this. I did look on their website ahead of time before I went, and that's how I knew that they had this, but the website seemed to not be updated in certain categories, so if you don't see what you're looking for, they might still have it in store. Like it said on the website that there were no strings of beads. I think it's just because listing every single string of bead would take too long. So they have them, they just don't have the individual pictures on the site, if that makes sense. And then I really had fun looking at their holiday decorations and holiday decoration kits. So the first one I got is from Mill Hill. It's a beaded holiday ornament, and this one is called the Aqua Mist Snowflake. So it's a little baggie, and you make an embroidered ornament, but it also has beads in it. So you can see in the back of the kit it has all of the beads and the string and everything you need to make the ornament. And I believe this one only makes one. Yeah, this one only makes one, but there are 5 other snowflakes in the series, so you could pick the one that you like. And I am very excited to do this one because I've started getting into embroidery kits, but I haven't done that many, and I've never actually seen beaded ones before. So I'm excited to try that out and make an ornament for our new house. And then the other ornament kit I got is just beads, not embroidery. And this is from Solid Oak Incorporated Nostalgic Christmas collection. And this is the Silvery Christmas Spiders ornament kit, and it makes 5. So the reason why I picked these up, I had actually heard the story of the Christmas spider before, but Cinnamon Stitches actually talked about it on her channel because her daughter is also making beaded spiders, her daughter Juliana, and putting them in her shop, which I should remember to link both of those too now that I've talked about them. But I really wanted to make some beaded spiders like Juliana's, so I was glad to see that there was a kit to make them. I have a feeling I could figure it out on my own once I read through the directions a couple times, but it's nice to have the materials to make some first. But anyway, the Christmas spider story, I forget the country of origin, but it's a story about a family who doesn't have enough money to decorate their Christmas tree, so the spiders come and weave webs across the Christmas tree to make it look like tinsel because it sparkles in the sunlight. So you make spider ornaments to add to your tree because of that story. So I really liked the story. I also just like Halloween decorations, so putting a spider on the Christmas tree seemed fun to me. So I'll be making some of those. After we went to Schaefer's, we ran a couple errands at a hardware store. We went to Home Depot, and actually I did get something at Home Depot that I forgot about. We were there because my mother-in-law needed paint for their house. So I looked at all the paint chips and grabbed some colors. I'm hoping that I can use my Cricut to cut out some fun designs and put a little hole in the top and some ribbon and beads and turn these into bookmarks. So I picked up a couple colors in like blues, greens, and purples because that's what I prefer, to hopefully make something fun out of those. After that, we were ready to go to the yarn store, but we had some time to kill in between, and we ended up driving past a store called Nana's Farmhouse or Nana's Farmhouse. I'm not sure how they pronounce it, but it was a little home decor store, and right now they have all Christmas stuff. So like Santas and reindeer and candles in every pattern, scent type of electric powering you could imagine. So I actually, if you're my mother and you're watching this, you're not allowed to watch for the next like minute and a half. So just skip ahead like now. I picked up a couple things for my mom to put in her stocking for Christmas. So the first one I got is a battery operated candle, and it's in the packaging kind of crooked, but it has a little snowman on it. So my mom decorates a lot with snowmen for the holiday season because then she can leave them up in January. And her kitchen used to be blue and white in our old house, and now it's mostly like beiges and browns. So I found a beige snowman candle for her kitchen. And then along the same lines, I found a little notepad with a snowman on it, and it says wishing on a winter star. And again, it's more of those like brown off-white tones. It also has a magnet on the back, although our fridge isn't magnetic, so it's gonna have to go somewhere else. But that was a fun stop between the two places. And then our last stop for this morning was we went to Seven Sisters yarn store, which I had looked at ahead of time online and started following them on Instagram. They're super nice. I met both employees who were there that day. One of them was the owner, Michelle. They were both awesome. It's a small yarn store like most local yarn stores are, but they had an awesome room in the back to do classes and like community events. I think on their website it said that they have some like open knitting nights. I think it was on Mondays. You might have to check the website because I bet that changes periodically anyways. But it was a beautiful store. They also had lots of kits, whether it was a kit with a pattern, like I saw a kit to make socks that included the pattern. I saw a kit to make a Christmas stocking. They had a couple of those. And they also had like fade kits with mini skeins of yarn. I know I saw at least one from the Emma's Yarn brand, and there were a couple more, but just really beautiful yarns and a beautiful display. So I left with two different colorways. The first one I got is Unique DK hand-dyed self-striping merino yarn from Earth Yarns, URTH for Earth. This is what the label looks like. This is 300 yards, 275 meters, and it's 100% extra fine superwash merino in DK weight, and this was color number 6016. I don't see a color name on here, so it must just be by number. But it's these beautiful blue, gold, yellow, navy, and some lavender and white tones in there. My college colors were blue and gold, so I was really excited to find these because you don't often see hand-dyed yarns that have blue and yellow in them and not a green in between, because I've kind of been looking for a blue and yellow hand-dyed for a while, or self-striping variegated of some sort that's just blue and yellow and doesn't have other colors in it. But the lavender is close enough to the blue and gold colors that it doesn't bother me that it's in there. But I think I want to turn this into a Musselburgh hat. I'm not sure how to pronounce that pattern name, and I should add it to the description box. But it's a reversible knit hat where you knit it in a long tube, kind of like the hats you would make on a knitting machine, but you can make it reversible. So I figured I'd make one side of the hat in the self-striping yarn and the other side in a plain navy or a plain gray or gold or some sort of a solid color, so that I can wear it either way, and then use the other skein as like part of a cowl or a scarf or something to use up both, so that I have a matching set. And then this other color was just lots of colors that I really enjoy. So this is also Earth Yarns, URTH. This is the unique fingering weight, 100% superwash extra fine merino, 435 yards, 400 meters. Oh, this is cool. Each skein of Earth Yarns sold plants a tree in Africa, so that's nice to know. But this one is some grays and blacks with some lime green, turquoise, purple, magenta, some like olivey tones, and some blues. But I thought this was a very unique colorway, and honestly, if I like the Musselburgh hat because I know the pattern gives you directions to make it in multiple weight yarns, I might be doing the same thing with this set as well. And then after we grabbed some lunch, we actually came back to the hotel and used one of their conference rooms to do a board game day. Originally we were going to play D&D, but we realized we didn't quite have enough time to do that. So we actually played Power Grid instead, which looks like this. So it's a neat board game. Your goal basically is to build cities and power them, and you want to get to, I think it's 14 powered cities by the end of the game. And you can play using either a United States map or a map of Germany. So this was a fun board game. I think we spent 2.5 hours playing it, including giving out the directions to everybody. So that was our morning and afternoon. I think tonight's gonna be a pretty chill night. We're just gonna have some dinner and then maybe finish the movie that we started last night. So I'll see you either later tonight or tomorrow for the outro.